Hello everybody and welcome to the Alright, I'll Do It campaign. I'm Count Christo and today we are playing HOI4 BICE mod. I have previously had some very negative opinions about this mod and I may retain those bad opinions, but I have decided that I'm going to endeavour to do a campaign in this mod with an open mind. We're going to try it out, we're going to see all the ins and outs, see how it goes. Now straight out of the gate, I noticed that these difficulty settings are slightly more complicated than vanilla. In case you don't know, by the way, this mod, as you'll see in just a moment, is basically a is there a word for that? Something which makes more complicated? A complicator? It makes the game much more complicated, much more in-depth, more historically accurate. So the first way it does that is it gives you a whole set of buffs and debuffs just for being on normal difficulty. So as the player, we get all kinds of debuffs, and the AI gets buffs, but we do also get more army experience gain, more all kinds of experience gain, less attrition, more attack on core territory. Okay, I think we'll stick with regular historical focuses, do a historical Germany run. I feel like that's going to be the best way to get a handle on this mod. Okay, so, you know, playing as Germany, historical run, so we'll probably just work our way through a focus tree. I don't know if the focus tree's changed. I must assume it has been pretty seriously changed. They've also changed the tech tree a stupendous amount. There's ooh, good lord. Okay. Welcome to BICE, the premier historical immersion mod for HOI4. BICE 4 is a huge and expansive work. If you've played HOI3 BICE, you will know what you're in for. Oh, I have. If not, be warned, BICE is not for the faint-hearted. Well, we're okay there. BICE tends to frighten casual players and takes a very dedicated and serious demand for a mature strategy gamer's attention. BICE adds a huge array of new equipment types, country-specific armor, aircraft and ships for all major nations. National focus trees have been reworked, good. And for many of the minor nations too, also awesome. Often thanks to other mods which have generously allowed BICE to use their national focus trees. Laws and politics have been greatly expanded. Okay, we have also worked in expanded order of battles, cool, templates, and production for all nations. Some techs will provide new units, some will provide upgrades, and some will provide new equipment for existing units. To help offset the cost of equipment, specialised factories can be built, such as tank factories, artillery factories, small arms factories, etc. These map buildings will lower the cost of the associated equipment. The AI is capable and fully functioning with all techs, equipment, and all units, and where it makes sense in terms of gameplay and historical accuracy. To put it simply, BICE isn't for everyone. If you like high detail, complicated and multiple choices, options and possibilities, BICE is for you. Take note, you will not be able to flip other countries' governments through subversion, as the AI has its own event for managing ahistorical ideologies, so do not waste your political power trying to flip them if you have historical focuses on. Notice, most of civil wars are disabled due to the 1.41 patch causing issues with BICE. Only certain historical ones are working at this time. That's fine. Play BICE, let's do this thing. Okay, so I am going to restrain from criticizing as much as possible, at least for the first part of the series, because I could ramble forever about how awful these unit counters look, but I'm not going to, so we shan't. If you want me to be more complainy, skip ahead 10 episodes if you're watching this behind the fact, and I assure you my will be broken. Okay, partisans. Here you can choose if you want to allow partisans to attack you. Choosing the wimp option will have other potential nastier effects on resistance. Partisans choice will only affect Germany and Japan at this stage. Partisans, let's kill them. Okay, so I think this means we actually get proper uprisings, so that's awesome. BICE political notes. Notices, sorry. Please read, alright? Because HOI does not allow different ideologies to be in the same faction with each other, the alliance system will be rewritten. That's wrong. HOI4 does allow different ideologies to be in the same faction. The alliance system has been rewritten. The factions are still working, but they take time to fire the necessary events and add everything during wartime, so please be patient. I will be. Breaking civil wars and coups for BICE. Boost popularity, coup mechanics have been disabled. Thank you for understanding. I understand. I have other questions. Question about the order of battle. Yeah, let's ask about the order of battle. Alright. Why do I not get the unit I was supposed to get by event as a player? You just get enough arm experience points to upgrade the unit's template inside the recruit deploy. Alright, thanks, but I want to play now. Let's do this thing. Okay, so, what the heck is that thing? Oh, is that a capital? Do we have one in Berlin? Yes. Oh, and there is a East and West Berlin to allow for some potential division in the post-war thing. That's cool. So we get home symbol for our capital, and then that symbol for another person's capital, looks like. Cool. Air map modes have changed. Good lord. Why? No complaining, Christo. So, the air zones are smaller. I like that. That's a great change. I'm very pleased about this. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, the buttons. Let's... I'm trying my best, I promise. So first off, you have to zoom in this far to see what the divisions are. That's interesting. We are going to use NATO symbols for this campaign, though our enemies aren't using NATO. Ah, it's because I haven't got NATO symbols actually on, I think. Yeah, okay, let's use NATO symbols. Okay, I'm relatively familiar with most NATO symbols, so that should be cavalry, it's infantry, you know, garrison, light tank. If it had a bar at the side, it would be medium tank. If it had two thick bars, I think it would be heavy tank. That should be artillery. Yep, they're artillery. Okay. Cool. See any of these I don't know. I think there's a specialised one for SS people. Oh, division style. Oh god, look at this thing. Okay, we'll deal with the division designer in a second. I am excited to try this mod, despite my my negative talk about it. So first, let's just organise the army, shall we? So first off, you still have field marshals and generals. Generals can only hold 18. Okay. I have played this before, but it was quite a while ago. He has a competent general. That's always good in a general. He's got the Iron Cross. He's a German general, which increases speed. Cool. They all have that, presumably. Yeah. Okay, well, let's just start with a field marshal. More defense. Iron Cross seems pretty good. Although this guy has defensive doctrine and defensive doctrine. And masterful general. Alright, so Rundstedt is going to still command the main force. Let's just... we don't appear to have a demilitarized Rhineland. That's interesting. Let's just... I mean, I don't know where I'm going to want my men. So, for now, we're going to be super disorganized. And just array our men on our borders. Like this. Just so they're not all... Oops. Just so they're not all sitting in the centre of the country, honestly. I assume there's still a planning bonus, and that's all the same? Ooh, planning bonus is a lot smaller. Ah, because normal difficulty setting now debuffs your planning bonus. Okay, good to know. Well, we're just going to put some nice peaceful plans on all our neighbours. Let's reorganise the Air Force. Why would you make... Okay, no. Complaining can start at episode 10. It's an interesting decision to make the aeroplanes all bigger so you can't fit as many of them on one screen. Let's have yeah, all you guys just disband. We have whoa! Whoa! We have 5 million. Alright, we'll take up politics in a second. Let's do focuses first. Okay, so yes, totally reworked. Good lord. Holy hell. Okay. Nation Reborn, what's this? You have to control London and Paris, and then you get the Triumphant Loser thing. Okay, it's just the same as vanilla. Oh, they are demilitarized zones, it's just that you can't see that. Okay, is it shown somewhere? Ooh, pillbox defenses and land forts. These give the same impact. This building affects 40%! What? That's insane! That's absolutely insane. Are they much more expensive? Yes, hugely more expensive. Okay, so how high are the forts on the Maginot? Holy hell! This fort gives a negative 480% penalty! Jesus Christ! All kinds of new buildings. We'll worry about that in a second. Focuses first. I feel like we should try and... oh, increased Allied anger by 3. That's really interesting. Allied anger. What is that? Is that a national spirit England has? Doesn't look like it. France? No. Looks like we have the same national spirits. That's interesting. Okay, I think we go... Ooh, repair. Is that a bit of... where is that? Are you going to give us like one of these tiles or something, Netherlands? Or is that a place in... is that in the New World? Effin Melody. We could try that. We could befriend the Netherlands. Reassert SS Lothringen claims. Western knowledge. If you can control Warsaw and Paris, you get an extra research slot. Oh, that's interesting. Kind of makes sense. It looks like the scientists might flee, though. So where should we start? Flak defences. That's interesting. You can get a bunch of free anti-air. Okay. Going for your plan. I feel like we want to do that almost certainly second. Just to get, you know, loads of extra construction speed stuff going. Round up German horses. You get 5,000 cavalry horse equipment and 1,000 horse artillery transport. Doesn't seem that good. I don't really want to lose a bunch of national unity and political power for a while. No, that seems fine. Let's go with, yeah, let's just do the political stuff. So this gives us a bunch of political power. It reduces a whole load of the iron production in Alsace and Wales. Oh, right, because as part of our reparations, we're allowing the British and French, mostly the French, to use a bunch of our resources. So this is not just entering the Rhineland, we're also ceasing payments, basically. We're also ceasing our debt payments to these two. Okay. Oh, like war indemnities, or whatever they're called. A couple of those guys over there. Let's actually split out the tanks now, just so we know where they're at. So we've got a whole bunch of infantry, 3 light tanks. Let's split off all the odd ones, actually. Yeah, like let's have a look at these artillery, shall we? So what are the artillery divisions? This looks like utter trash to me, but that might just be because it's not what I'm used to. Maybe like heavily artillery units are more normal in this mod, but I feel like, what's the advantages here? Surely infantry would just be far, far better. Okay, well, at the risk of being ignorant, we're going to get rid of those because they seem trash. The cavalry also doesn't seem very worthwhile. The tanks, and what is this one? They're just a bunch of garrisons. They are the Wandertrupp Berlin, Wacktrupp Berlin. So I guess they're meant to like be the garrison for Berlin. So why not? Hold Berlin. Oh, West Berlin and Berlin. It's a bit controversial. Oh, what is? Oh, okay. So like, the home symbol might not be our capital because we have one of those little capital symbols. Not sure. So who's our best tank commander? Looks like it's going to be Rommel. Rommel's got Panzer Leader, Trickster, awesome general. There might be a case. Oh, hang on. He's awesome, but this guy's a genius. What doesn't he have? He doesn't have Desert Fox. Rommel having Desert Fox at the beginning of the game seems a little questionable. Okay, well I think we'll use Manstein actually, and I'm tempted to promote Rommel because he's an awesome general. Because I don't think our Field Marshal wasn't awesome, right? He's competent. Oh, he's awesome. It looks like it goes competent, awesome, genius. What were you? He's oh no, competent, awesome, genius, masterful genius. Well, he's also a much higher skill. Oh, the skills have less impact though. That's interesting. Good to know. Good to know. He might be very useful for tanks going into Russia, maybe. Alright, well we will use Manstein, because he's a genius. And he has Panzer Leader, Iron Cross. What's he missing? This bit of extra defense, that's not so good. Military Merit Order. Oh, Division Speed, that's quite nice. But let's go with Manstein on the tanks for now, and I think we'll be sending them over to Spain, I imagine. Political system looking interesting. We'll check that. Let's do political system now. Okay. Holy crap. Okay. First off, there are more parties. Monarchist, authoritarian, fascist, communist, socialist, liberals, and conservatives. Okay, so who's monarchist? Denmark? Yeah, Denmark's monarchist. There's some monarchist tendencies in the United Kingdom. Come on, there should be some monarchist tendencies in there. Spain? No. Where else is actually monarchist? Some monarchist. Oh, Saudi Arabia. There you go. And Iran? Yeah, fully monarchist. Okay. Oh, hey, look, Syria's independent, and so is Lebanon. Interesting. That's odd. Why are they already independent? Anyway, right, political system. Whew, okay, so economy law, fairly simple. Ooh, being on higher economy laws reduces your civilian economy. Sorry, civilian construction speed. That makes sense. And it looks like, let's look at it from this perspective. Okay, so being on civilian economy gives you a boost to civilian. And a boost to dockyard. Ah, higher mobilization, lower dockyard construction. That's interesting. Okay. Less political power the higher you are. Interesting. Slower infrastructure, like better infrastructure on toasters. Interesting. Oh, and lower factory output and production efficiency retention on these ones. Very interesting. Okay, so there might actually be some case for switching down in certain scenarios, but for us, I think we're going to be happy at partial here. We've got our 5% factory output, 5% dockyard output. Higher air-based construction speed. That's an interesting thing to be in that one and not in total mobilization. But then again, not in these ones. That's interesting. Okay, so that's partial. That's fairly simple. How do we go to war economy? You have to not be in transition, which I guess means recently switched. Not mobilizing. Not sure what that means. We'll look into it. More than 50% world tension. Okay. Okay. I have no idea how the world tension balancing works in this mod, so it could be very different. You have to be communist, fascist, or at war with someone that's at least 10% as strong as you. Okay, and it costs 300 political points. Worth noting. Interesting. Next up. Most industry... Oh, okay, level of nationalization. Or just type of industry, it looks like. So, nationalize key industries, or most, or centrally planned, or private control. So what's the bonus of private control? Ooh, high production efficiency cap and growth is very nice. Research time's good. But 5% slower construction on dockyards, civies, and 8% lower factories. So R1, 5% lower cap that hurts. Whereas the Soviet Union is presumably going to be centrally planned. Which gives higher national unity, that's interesting. And yeah. It looks like centrally planned is still the best. Although 10% lower production efficiency cap, that's really big. And then presumably this is what the Allies will mostly have. This one and then this one when they're at war, maybe. Okay, next up. Right, do we allow foreign investors or not? When you ban them, you get more political power, but less everything else, pretty much. Oh, and national unity might matter in this mod, I don't know. We'll look into that. Yeah, it might say. Does it give any benefits? No, it looks like national unity still doesn't do anything. I feel like we should encourage this. Okay, but you can't be fascist, and you can't have a closed economy or high tariffs to be encouraging foreign investors. But we could tolerate. We'd lose 7% national unity and 20% political power. But I mean, that seems bad. We should tolerate some foreign investment at some point if we get enough political power. Good lord, there's a lot of things affecting that. I mean, yeah, we'd get 20% debuff to political power. That's quite significant. But there's so many different buffs and things in here that, I don't know. I mean, you make 2.5 per day. That's higher than base. Okay. Tariffs. More construction speed, less unity, less production efficiency cap. And if we went with no tariffs, higher production efficiency cap, but less construction speed and less factory output. Interesting. Which of these do I think is better? More political power is nice, again, since we appear to have, you know, tons of stuff to spend political power on. And just higher raw factory output. I think maybe this one's better, because 6% production efficiency cap is a lot worse than 6% factory output. Although this one is actually not a 6% swing, is it? It's a... it's a 15% factory output swing, and only a... 8.5%. Took me far too long to add 2.5 to 6, but 8.5% production efficiency cap debuff. A 16% factory output swing is way more important than that. There's also the growth modifier, so that's worth factoring in. Oh, and consumer good factories from this one. But I might even be tempted to go to high tariffs. Vicky style. Extra 6.5% factory output is huge. The retention and production efficiency are not good though. Okay, exports. When you limit your exports, you can build synthetic refineries faster, I guess because you're desperate. Slower research, slower production efficiency growth. What's good here? I guess there's more factory output there again. It's another 12.5% factory output swing here. Okay. High taxes. So high taxes, not taxes. So you can produce faster, but you have lower factory output. Sorry, you have higher factory output with high taxes. The higher taxes are more output, Less efficiency, less construction, less consumer goods. Oh, and some laws require a certain level of taxes in order to unlock. Interesting. So would we want to go down to average? It's only a 3% swing in production and a 3%, or is it 2% swing in output? We might consider lowering taxes. Investment tier. This is probably going to require to have high investments. Probably going to hire, yeah, high taxes or extreme taxes. That's good to know. Okay, and obviously the higher investment, you're going to get more research time. Oh, less recruitable pop. That's very interesting. More max planning, makes sense. Less political power, that makes no sense. Why would educated people give you less political power? Because they're more likely to dissent? Yeah, maybe actually. Well, I'm kind of happy with high. The press, state press, difference is, wow, free press is trash. Count Christo 2017, free press is trash. So yeah, state press seems great. And the state press seems way better than everything else. Partisans are more effective, but I mean, partisan suppression in vanilla at least is just infantry equipment sink, which is fine. Okay. And we are a police state, naturally. If we have civil liberties first, you get more political power, but partisans are worse, and the ideological defense is worse. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Although the 10% less political power seems pretty bad. We might want to switch to major restrictions at some point. We are a homogenous nation. I'm guessing this is an always false one. Yeah. Okay, so this is just depending on your situation, basically. We're pretty homogenous, and so we get lots of nice buffs. Oh, this is just... Oh, this is national unity. Interesting. So this looks like this is actually just a metric of how high your national unity is. So let's look at Spain. Spain has 80% national unity. And is a... Where's the nation thing, though? Where's the... Excuse me? Can you not see... They have civil liberties, but I can't see what kind of thing they have. Let's just tag them. Actually, I might muck up the mod. Let's not do that. I'm guessing people like the Soviet Union are going to have problems with this one because of low national unity. And then if you raise your national unity, you get better ones in this. Okay, so you do want to keep your national unity high, I think, because it affects this. Good to know. Alright, manpower laws. By the way, I apologise. This is not for the faint-hearted, this mod, and I'm aware of that. And you should expect me to spend a lot of time going through stuff. Less after this first episode, obviously. To facilitate that, I am going to make these 30-minute episodes, so we have time to go through stuff. We are a warmonger, who knew? Which gives us faster justification, lower national unity. Partisans are worse. Alright, we should like switch to neutral. I mean, right? Why not? Let's become isolationists. We're still going to be able to go to war, aren't we? Realistically, I think we're fine sticking at warmonger. No financial obligations. What does that mean? This is war bonds. Ah, okay. So if we wanted, once we're at war and we have basic bonds, we have to switch up first. We can do this kind of thing, which lowers national unity. You trade national unity for print money. Okay, so you can steadily increase your dependence on war bonds, which gives you less consumer good factories, more output, more military speed construction, all that good stuff, less consumer goods, but lows national unity. Okay. We have a standing army. Oh god, I am paused. To no one's surprise, we have a standing army. That lowers your division organisation by a lot. Oh no, okay. This is your mobilisation law. Okay. So you can have a reserve army, which makes your guys even worse, but that seems really good. Like, we should make this change. Because your men are less good, but when you're not at war, who cares? And it gives you higher factory output, dockyard output. It takes longer to train your divisions, but you have high construction. I think this is going to be the first change we make. I think we're going to switch to being a reserve army. Unless these require you to not be reserves or something. Doesn't look like it. You have to have men in the field, but I think we're okay there. Alright, so we might well switch to having a reserve army. We're not going to be at war in the immediate future, so that seems fine. Next, we are on a 3-year draft, which I think means you have to serve in the army for 3 years. I think that's what that means. We should switch off that. We've got plenty of recruitable population, and so we should just switch to volunteer, which would give us a whole bunch of buffs. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna first step as Hitler in the German Reich. We're gonna get rid of our standing army, and we're gonna switch to a volunteer-only army. You serve between 19 and 18, and if we make it shorter, sorry, this is the narrowest bracket, right? Oh no, that's interesting. 19 to 30, or no, those are smaller. Sorry, larger. Okay. You can go all the way up to, is this the highest? 12 to 70, good lord. And these are just increasing recruitable population. And we're currently on the smallest. No, this is the smallest. Okay, so we should... What's the difference here? 2% political power gain? It's only a 10 political power change, though. Yeah, we should get rid of everyone over the age of 25 in the army. Is that going to lead to a bunch of my generals? At some point, if we feel like we have a bit of spare political power, it seems like a worthy way to spend it. Women are currently allowed to work. Very progressive of us. So we can encourage them, which gives us more recruitable population. I guess because the men don't have to work the factories because we've got the women doing it. Which gives us a bunch of lower stuff. Efficiency will temporarily be worse than these effects when new workers train. Okay, so because we're getting a bunch of women in who aren't used to working in factories and stuff, they get worse. The factories get worse, and temporarily there's a bit of chaos while the women are... Because obviously then they don't know how to, run the ammo press or whatever. Okay, that makes sense. We're currently not recruiting foreign volunteers. We could set up a foreign legion. These just affect your subject manpower stuff. That's cool. You can set up like a French foreign legion in France. I like it. I like it. All right, how high are our standards? Rifle and potato doctrine. Speaking of the Irish campaign. Okay, so you have elite standards, higher training time, higher organization. I feel like one strategy is deploy a bunch of troops and then switch to elite standards. This requires at least low taxes. Yeah, so what you should do is switch to low standards until the war breaks out, and then as soon as the war starts, switch to elite standards. That seems pretty gamey. I like it. I think we might switch to low standards so we can bang out troops, and then once we actually get into a situation where we need to be good at combat, we just switch to elite standards. Or actually, we could go all the way down. Yeah, go all the way down to rifle and potato because it doesn't cost 150 or 125 per step. It looks like it's just straight up change. So I think we're going to adopt the rifle and potato doctrine. We're going to make the German army so much worse for the first 3 years. And then, how much do we train our officers? I feel like we should. Yeah, again, I feel like we should just quit training our officers until the war starts. Because why not? That seems good to me. Alright, so we're going to decimate the Wehrmacht as our first act. Politicians. I'm guessing we can't replace Hitler with Wilhelm, fun as that would be. Okay. We can replace these guys, though. More political power or even more political power, but people don't like us as much. Yeah, he seems okay, but it's only 1% change. Oh, hey, Ribbentrop, as in Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, I'm guessing. So their foreign minister is probably going to be called Molotov. I think we're okay with these for now. We have a bunch of other stuff we could spend it on. Okay, he's a captain of industry. We'll want to switch to a war industrialist at some point, I imagine. Oh, he changes all the factory production speeds, not just the civilians. Oh, but then the military factory construction speed and small arms is under this guy. Okay, good to know. We don't have an economy minister. That seems bad. This guy is a war industrialist and an anti-communist. Is he the same guy? Yes. Okay. Pet projects, what does that mean? Oh, he's an airbase dude. Okay. So we might want to add him. And yeah, all of these are just the same. No, they're not. We have just several economy ministers, several political advisors. And then there's interior, foreign, head of state, intelligence. Okay. Research and production. Tank designer. Or a bunch of them. We'll probably want one of those at some point. Nail designer, aircraft designer, material designer. And these presumably give more bonuses than vanilla. They don't actually, that's interesting. Except that there's a uniform one. These give more bonuses than vanilla? I'm surprised. And these are all the same. Okay. Military staff, we don't need to worry about that right now. And these are factories, so we currently have no factories in any of these areas. And basically, you can construct like a small arms and equipment factory. And I think once you build one of these, you get one tier of small arms and equipment factory, which gives like a 5% discount to production on those particular items. Okay, that's politics dealt with. Thank you for watching the first episode. In the next episode, we'll dive into this. And you say, oh, you got so many tech trees. You're going to be way ahead of time. No, 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 no. No, you're not. Because look at this. Look at this anarchy. And that's what we're going to dive into in the second episode. Till then, thank you very much for watching. I hope I will see you soon. Bye-bye.